Hey, top of the morning to you. I'm Michael, or as the grandkids call me, Roo. Thanks for joining me on Roodoodles. Bing! Roodoodles Live. That's kind of what I've been branding it at for the last 97 days. That's right, today's 97. I'm going to say hello. We'll mark the day, and then we'll jump on some painting. And I got a few things to tell you about on the day 97. One is I just ate my piece of pound cake, so I can't show it to you online, but it would look pretty flat anyway. And now I have it where it won't be so flat, if you know what I mean. Woohoo! Man. Hey, so here we go. Let me just say hello. Thank you for joining me. And that's why I do this. I just love to see the familiarity of your names. You guys are popping up. I'm getting great questions. Spent a little bit of time yesterday between appointments just to catch up on some answers and that some of you put out there. And I'm going to tackle a couple of those today because it's day 97. My goal was to just be doing this online a little bit and learning some new equipment and using some of my old media, video equipment and other things that I do, and then put it together to stream. And then my goal got to be, well, gosh, I could do this for maybe a couple weeks, and then I could do this for a month. And then what if I went 50 days? Whew, that's enough. I mean, who has that many words anyway? And then about day 50, I went, you know what? I'm going to shoot for 100. There it is right there. So here's the card. There it is. There it is. I like how the iris in the camera just automatically stops down, isn't it? You know, technology, pretty fun. Hey, Skeeter Pal. Oh, boy. The two words that anybody can say in any language. I can teach you this. Oh, boy. All right. It reminds me of a photo over my walls. Matter of fact, on my bulletin board over here, there's a school bus with the top cut off. It's a convertible. Cut off the top of a school bus in 1996 for the Olympics. We had taken the whole 23,000 acres of Berry College in Rome, Georgia, and a dear friend of mine, Ken O'Kelly, hired me as a special events coordinator for the 96 Olympics. We had Olympic youth camp there. So 500 campers from 147, 150 nations. And I said, you know what, 14 translators, but you can all say, oh boy. So we painted oh boy on that bus and used it as a vehicle, just a convertible. Bubbles and confetti and oh boy. Good morning. I'm not late today. Zoe, you are on the dot from Salisbury, way up the road, almost an hour. Morning from Texas, where it's going to be 101. Oh my gosh, maybe 101 should have been the day. I should have gone to 101. 101. Okay. Just a tribute to Texas. John Robert Small, thank you for being on. Patricia, thank you. Donna Sell Barton, glad you're here. Patricia Brooks. Patricia, I'm holding out for a card for 100. Thank you for my card. Not a lot of people have drawn me. There's a caricature somewhere in the house, but I'm not that tough. I got a blockhead, a square chin, long hair. I look like I'm somebody's uncle somewhere. They go, you remind me of, and I'll go, Kim Sheets, good morning. Kim, I'm clearing off my desk after 100 shows. And, yep, there it is right there. I'm clearing off my desk after 100 shows, and I'm going to actually unwrap this milk soap that you sent me. But I got to tell you, it's, no AC right up here in my office. It gets fixed on Monday, I think. So if I come to you from another place Monday morning outside or somewhere, it'll probably be warmer outside or cooler outside than it is in here because they'll be getting upstairs to, I have 2 units in this house. Yeah, right. Welcome to my new car. It'll be keeping me cool, and I'll be sitting in my mama's sofa. Hummel in German is bumblebee, so you are ruin hum. I love that. And Marion, if you need any Hummels, I got a few. They need to fly out the door. I think Carol's got a couple real ones. We stacked them all up one night, and I shot photos of them. Good. Welcome to eBay. Genoa, thank you. Good morning. The son, his family found Seattle. That's twice a year, right? Actually, I've been in your beautiful town, and it was gorgeous the day I was there. It's the Roo's Crew Day. The Roo Crew. Yep, we're going to call it something. I'll figure it out by day 100. Rise and shine. Glenda Small, glad you're here. Letice, Travis, thank you for being here. Virginia. I'm Irma. It's Irma. Yeah, I got a note from you. Thank you. Lee Peckus. Hey, from Orlando, buddy. I set out today with a good plan to call you yesterday, and then I took 2 phone calls, and then my day fell apart. But one of these days, I'm just going to catch up from the phone and say hello. Is it Fioratino? Lady Da. Oh, that's right. I love that name. Talked yesterday. Becky, you here? Burke, good morning to you. Lynn, welcome. And 2 Lyns, Lynn and Lynn. Lynn Corrado and Lynn Burr jumped on at the same time. Terry Tardy, what? Thought you were going to be gone on day 97, Terry, because I was going to wish you a happy birthday. Did I miss you yesterday? I was thinking you were out of here. As a matter of fact, take a look. I was going to hold this up and say, I think I'm going to send Terry Tardy her own card for her birthday. There it is. There's a card that you painted. And there's nothing in it. I had you send me a couple blank ones, so I think I'm just going to write happy birthday and sketch a Roo in here and send it back to you. Man, you saved me some money. Mickey Hupp, good to have you here. Good morning, Roo from Ontario. Lisa, good you're here. Andy, is it Faglioli? Faglioli, you have to tell me how to pronounce your last name. Man, does that sound Italian? You're making me, I love it. I'm skinny and I'm about 10-pound cakes. I need about 10-pound cakes. Hey, Ash, when you come down, man, we'll get Carol to bake one and you and I'll just see if we can eat the whole thing on video. That'd be fun. All right. Good to have you, brother. Denise. All right. Judy, Teresa, Carol, Judy again. Golly. Another Carol. Kathy Morrill. Good morning. First time from Oregon. Great Scott. Good to have you out there. I don't know if you're near Coos Bay, but that's where Terry Tardy jumps in every morning from. Margie Curry, glad you're here from Durban. Okay, glad to have you here. It's afternoon there, I'm sure, yes? Joanne Burns from Western New York. Okay, as opposed to Eastern New York, which they always say East Tennessee, but Western New York, I love that. Way out there somewhere. Chris Cruz, good morning to you. Lisa Haymaker, golly, thank you guys for jumping on. And Sheila Nelson, Bainbridge. Yep, Ned and Sheila. Golly, got you both on. I talk about you all the time because I'm indebted to you, you know, and thank you for hanging my humble little renderings, my doodles in your home, but also, Ned, I'm still loving the pens, man. They are fantastic, and I'm stretching them out. Okay, Renee, I'm going to get back at Laurie. Skeeter, said hi to you. Sankita from Dallas, Texas. All right, I'm going to come back. I'm going to leave it right there and see what I can do. I got to just get into the show here just a little bit. Wait a minute. I had it on the wrong thing. So you were watching the desk the whole time anyway. Here's the desk right here. It's day 97. There it is. There's the mark right there. I just used my regular number 7 Intergel Pentel pen. You know, if Pentel paid me every time I said Pentel pen on the air, I'd take us all on a little boat. I couldn't sketch a boat. Well, I could actually. I've drawn a couple boats. In fact, my wife will buy a painting if it has a boat in it, just about. So I said, well, I put a stop to this. So I painted her a sailboat. Sailboat. Let me put that down here. I might show you one day. I don't know. It's a sailboat. Okay, so there it is. There's my B on day 97. So it's happening. Hey, seriously, at day 97, thank you so much for helping me. Alex, I think I saw your name on there. Glad to have you, and looked at the book a little more yesterday. I really love it. Signs of Santa Monica. And you think, Signs of Santa Monica, that's creative. But when you open it up, you realize he's photographed all these cool old signs through the history of Santa Monica, California. It's lovely, lovely book. I like the history, I like your writing. So, Chris and Jess, oh, thank you. I got them both this morning. Hey, good to see you guys, and I hope the kids are there too. Hey, kids, be creative. Keep doing art. You saw it right there on the big screen. Yeah, okay. I believe that's Haley and Archer. I think I did okay, just not looking. It just came off the top of my head there. You know, sometimes stuff sticks up there and it's pretty fascinating. All right, so I'm glad to have you here this morning. Here's what I do. People, I answered an email yesterday that said, first time I've seen your show, second time I've seen your show, I have a gift of new paints and new brushes, and I don't know what to paint. Boy, that's not rare. That happens all the time. You go, what am I going to paint? I've told you my story already where Carol gave me painting supplies and art supplies and said, come in out of the blacksmith shop. You smell like a piece of metal. And I said, well, hon, yeah, I am. I'm steel, man. Forget it. The point is, may have a plane in your head, but forget it. All right, she said, you need a hobby inside. And so she gave me, and then they all left, and I put up the easel and got everything set up. At that time, I had some acrylics she just purchased for me. And then I just had this great laugh. I was the only one in the house. I just packed everything up best I could, put it back in the box, drove down to the art store, got a book, some good sketching paper, some pencils, and bought a book on just how to sketch, back to the basics. And I could do little building drawings, like if I'm building an apple box or something. But I spent 6 months. 6 months. Hey, we've been going almost 100 days, so that's really about 3 months. So don't get frustrated with this process, okay? You have to decide whether you're in or you're not. If you want to get on the bus, okay? And say, hey, I'm gonna sketch something every day. So that's when I'd really shifted my life around from coffee to tea. I still have coffee every now and then, probably 2 or 3 cups a week, but I have tea 2 or 3 times a day. And usually when I pour a cup of tea, somewhere close by is a sketch pad. There's always a pen in my pocket, 1 in my bag, 2 in my bag, 3, I got it. 1 for my land, 2 if I see. I've got a bailout bag. I've always got my painting supplies there. I keep all these little paint pans around. So let me shift over to the desk and let's get started here. Here we go. Jen Smith, thank you. Linda Talley, welcome. Tina Bridges, 97 and hanging on with the pen and a brush. Good job to you. Ruth Ann Cody, glad you're here. Lou Ann Wilhelm, thank you. Jack Wolfenbarger, hey, good morning, brother. Blessings to you from the Florida place. I'm starting to shake. Pre-roll withdrawal. You'll get it. It's going to be okay. I'm going to give you some homework to do. Adeliz, is that it? Adeliz. I love your name. Okay, from it says Buenos Dias. Buenos Dias. You see, I have one language and it's East Tennessean. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I love words, but I only speak one language. Okay. Linda says she's on the bus. Here we go, folks. Here's the picture in picture. Look at this. I carry this around. There's another one. There it is right there. This one's actually a little Young Life Mint 10. So I like the ministry of Young Life. Great friends, great people, great ministry to high school folks. I spent 10 years of my life in this organization, and now I'm spending lots of hours working on videos for them and doing some things. We're having a rough time right now because all camps are shut down. How to the tune of summer they would have sent volunteers for Young Life would have taken probably 70,000 folks, high school folks, to camp this summer. Wow. So anyway, love this ministry. But I keep some tins in there. All right, I'm gonna spray these paints. Let's get going here because I'm just talking like a wild man. What's new, right? Here we go. Hope you can see a little bit there. Got a picture in a picture. My hair all down. I had this long hair. I had a ponytail from when we went to France last year. I just decided to wear a ponytail. My wife said, just pull it back and wear a ponytail. I'm going like, did she really say that to me? And then I just liked it because it kept it out of my hair, or out of my eyes. Kept it out of my hair. Kept it out of my eyes. So now I've got it all over the place. Had a foot of it cut off. Woohoo! Going to the art store today. Okay, Irma, go to the art store. Buy some fun stuff. Hey, buy the best stuff you can afford. Buy good art supplies. Anyway, but also have some journals laying around. So where do ideas come from? Here's what they do for warm up. Let me tell you. People go, I don't understand how you paint so fast. And I go, I don't even understand how I talk fast. Let me slow down. I always have a journal in my hand, something that I'm writing on, something that I'm writing with. So an idea comes to me. I see something that inspires me. What do you paint? Back to that. Well, you've got paint and you have brushes. What do you paint? What do you sketch? Something that inspires you. Here's what it could be. You don't want to learn how to draw a coffee cup? Set your coffee cup down. Take a sip of it. Set it down in the same place each time. And then start to just draw it. And look at this coffee cup. Can I just see it right there? Look at this. It's not straight. You see this? It's a diner cup. It's curved on the edges. I like bigger, wider handles than this one because I have to balance this one. But look at this little mug handle. It comes in. There's some curves in there. There's no straight lines in here. This is a curved line. Okay? So that's the big deal. People go, I can't draw a straight line. You go, you don't have to. Look, there's no straight lines in here. Even the logo on the back side, this is a hat show prints here. It's my son brought this to me from Nashville. Those people can do some art and do block printing the old style way. So Draw a mug. If you're into coffee, draw 2 mugs, and then 4, and then 44, and then get up to 50, and watch how it's changed, and watch how your perspective changes. Maybe you'll draw it like this. Look at this, no straight lines. Look at this. See that curve? So this is the only time I'm going to talk about perspective, since I'm not an art teacher in the first place, and where to place it. My point is, start sketching things that inspire you. If tea inspires you, for heaven's sakes, draw some tea bags, okay? You know, draw the little triangular ones, you know, that my friends have in like PG Tips. They don't even have a little tag on them. They're just little triangles, man. I like PG Tips, but it's not as strong as this Typhoon Extra Strong. All right, where do those ideas come from? How do I start? You just start doing it, okay? You just say, what inspires me? Here's a little Roo that, well, first, let me just show you this. Let me give you a great example. I'm getting ready tomorrow. I'm going to have a little art bar, clear off the art bar sale. There's probably 25 paintings down there that just need a home. They need a wall. So pay attention. I'm going to run those. Look, here's one with a coffee cup. Take a look. I just was telling you about this. Look, quick sketch. There's a Roo having coffee. This is on mixed media paper. Here's a Root. I haven't decided what he's having yet, but he looks like he's been done a speedball. So there's a couple. Here's a little 3x3 children's painting. These are just sketches that I'll just come in sometimes while I'm on the phone. I'll just doodle something. Here's the Showtime Root that I keep handy. Here's a rooster that's very stalwart. He's oh my gosh, and you know what, Lorraine, if you're on the show, I saw your coffee place yesterday. This Root looks like one of your, there's some eraser marks on him. He looks like kind of one of your logo or clip art Roots you've got on that thing. That's pretty funny. Here's KK, here's some beets. Now I painted beets a while back, probably show 20 or 30 or somebody, I think it was somebody said, could you paint with food coloring? And I actually did. And here's something you don't see often on my show. There's a fish. There's a little fish on these. These are just in my thin journal. See where I ripped the pages out and thrown them across here? There's nothing on that one. This was a series that I did for some folks, and I still have to finish one. That's probably it. It's called Scat Last Cup or something. There's a painting called The Routini I did yesterday. I think I did that one yesterday. Did I? I'm not sure I posted the painting. Maybe I did. There's a couple other blank. Here's a bee. And look, he's on 300-pound stock. This is ripped out of the Kilimanjaro 5.5 by 10 journal. Man, here's a bee. Oh my gosh, here's a Roo on a motorcycle. This is the one that some of you commented on. This is the one where he's riding down the street on a. Let me sketch this one for a little bit. No, let me warm up on something else. What if I warm up on this? Here we go. All right, here we go. So you see how I can do a lot of paintings at one time. I'll just have the ideas already going, because if I had to stop every time and go, what's that going to look like? What's that going to be? So sometimes that's what I'll do. Now, you know, sometimes I'll start just cold right here. But today, day 97, I'm just going to start with a little more oomph in the brush. I'm using a bamboo brush. There it is right there. I'm using clean water in a mason jar. And I got my paint scattered over here. I've got stuff scattered all over creation. By the way, some of your quotes yesterday of why we do art and what art does for us and how it inspires us, I'm going to put some of those together, and I want to read them back to you maybe one of the days next week. I got 3 more days left before I get to 100 and decide what I'm going to do. Okay. All right. Carol says, oh yeah, Donna Barton, I know you're an artist. I think I heard from you. Yes. Crushed up some iris and painted with it. Yeah, my daughter actually spent one whole day one day making her own color. And I don't know if you know about Macchio, the artist who I mean, he said one day he spent like 8 hours or 10 hours crushing white oyster shells just to make his white. So Mako Fujimura, unbelievable artist. Look up Mako Fujimura. And I had 20 minutes with him one time. Just fabulous. Okay. All right, here we go. So I have this little rooster that I just sketched, and I sketched it with this pen right here. This is a fountain pen. It has Speedball ink in it, and we know about Speedball already. It bleeds like crazy. When I say bleeds, I mean it runs when I put water on it. Now this brush had a little bit of, must not have cleaned it out yesterday very well. That's okay. I'll just let that roll in there. So watch this. I'm just going to shake some water down there on it and just let it do what it needs to do. Look at this. just shaking some water in, and just give it a second there. In fact, I can shake the water around a little bit, just move it around. This is why sometimes I don't like to tape my art down on a board. You know, if you get everything too pristine, you measure everything off, and if you spend an hour putting your paper down, and I'm not telling you how to do your art desk, that's not my style. What I'm telling you to do is find out what inspires you, find out what you love to sketch and paint, find the color palette that you like, and then just go about painting it and start to learn. We have a saying in our house with my family and my boys: if one person did it, another person can do it. Did he just freeze? No. You don't see me stop too many times for emphasis. We have lots of sayings. We have one that says withhold nothing. That doesn't mean we're wealthy. It doesn't mean we are rich and we are blessed in many ways. We're not wealthy. But what we have, we're willing to share with other people. And that's kind of how this show started. Withhold nothing. People call me all the time and they say, hey, could you tell me how you do this? And I'll go, well, I could, but do you want to do it just like me, or do you want to develop your own style? I don't know. Well, call me back when you know that. Because I think maybe if you want to do it just like me, then the world's going to miss out on what you know. You see, Ash, if he's on the show today, he's my humorous friend, and Ash has his own style. I don't try to be Ash, and Ash doesn't try to be me. But what we do know about each other and what we know about each other's gifts is we can complement each other. Now, sometimes we get in a room and we can go crazy when we start talking about rodeos. And neither one of us has ever ridden a bull, but we know everything about it. But my point is, we will just feed each other lines and that'll happen. But, you know, Abbott and Costello were different people, you know? Who's on first? I don't know, third base. All right, so you understand what I'm saying. So people call and they say, hey, how did you do this? And I said, well, I just figured it out because I figured one person had done it, so I better get busy. So in this case, this Speedball ink, this is the first paint I've put in the painting. You see that? All this is just ink that's just flowing around and rolling around and moving, okay? So I kind of love that when it happens. I think you can see actually the whole palette here. I get working in a tight space so you can just see what I'm doing a little bit here. Does this brush look too big for this painting? Yes, I kind of like that because it means that I don't stay in the lines very well. What are the lines for? Lines, oh, there's a line for you. Lions should never be in cages, okay? Yeah, they were made to roam free. So don't let your paint be caged in by a lion either, okay? That metaphor didn't work, but it sounded good in my head. It sounded better in my mind. What was that movie Hitch where he goes, you know, I had that looking better in my mind when I thought of it there. All right, the advantage of just spraying a little water on these and softening them up is it allows me to just take this brush and now just sort of roll it down in there like this. I'll tell you what, a flat palette works better for a bamboo brush. And maybe, all right, gotta put myself another note, see? This is what journals are for. Flat palette, color, bamboo. Okay, I'll look at that and it'll give me 1, 2, 3. All right, so I drew myself a little note over there to show you something about bamboo brushes instead of just using the point, but to use the whole side of the brush. Now, I got to show you now. Come on, can I do it? Can I just show you now? This is so cool. I'm just going to let that there and just let it run a little bit. Just kind of head downhill. I think I'm going to put a little bit of touch of this in there, just there. Might just splatter it in like this. A little more of it. Man, look, I'm more just throwing ink at this painting this morning than I am painting it. But look what's happening. You're getting this rascally roux that, in fact, somebody asked me to paint them one sort of like this, you know, that roux that looks so rough. Like, I think the line was, I've had a week like that today or something like that. I'll have to look and see what the caption was. I don't know. But it made me think of, you know what that makes me think of? John Denver. I don't know if he wrote it or John Summers wrote the song that's called Saturday Night. Saturday night in Toledo, Ohio. I spent a week there one day. I always thought that was a great line, you know. I spent a week there one day. You've been to cities like that, and I'm not knocking Toledo because I've never been in Toledo. Actually, that's not true. I have. Still on the scales. Boom, shh, I'll be here all week. All right, let me move on to that. Let me show you something just fun. See if I can do it here. How am I going to do this? I gotta figure out a way to do this. All right, let's put a little red paint right here. Okay, kind of a heavy little drop. Can you see me do that? Clean my brush out. Let's put a little yellow paint, gamboge right here, like this. All right, and let's put a little bit of. Let's just do here. We'll just do a little bit of the blue right here. We'll just do my 3 primaries that I always do. There you go. You got ultramarine blue. You got Joe's red. You got gamboge yellow. And so here's what I'm going to do. Watch this. I'm just going to take a medium wet brush. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. I washed it out. Do it again. It's in the water. It's coming out like a mop. And I go bop, bop, bop just 3 times. And now watch this. I'm going to take, and I'm going to roll the red just right on the tip like this. Just rolling the red right on the tip. See there? Got load the red right into the tip. And then I'm going to go load the yellow in the middle of the brush right here. Just let the yellow come in. And then I'm going to go back here, and on the heel of the brush, I'm just going to pick up some of this blue like that. Oh my gosh. You know what I just did? I just loaded this brush in 3 different colors. All right? Okay? So, one more time. I took the tip in the red, the middle a little bit in the yellow, and then the blue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this brush down. I'm just going to let it sweep across like this. Look at that. Okay? Have I ever done this before? Nah, I did it today. And what if it didn't work? So what? What if it did? The guy's a genius. Did you see what he just did? Why did he do that? Because he saw someone do it one time. Oh my gosh, take a look at what I just did. Could I go back and repeat some of that? Yeah, maybe a clean brush, just a little water in it. I'm going to load it up with a little bit of blue this time on the tip. And then jump in a little bit of red on the back side right there. And I'm just going to take that. I'm going to lay it down here and just sweep it out for colors like this. All right. And when I get that brown in there and this yellow, I'm going to come down and do his feet like this. Okay, you see what happened? So this is, and by the way, this paper is that 117 pound journal paper. Now what I might do is come in here, clean up this, add a little of my pen in there. Put a little of this in. I like some of there. Take a look. Okay. Is it a great rooster? No. Is it decent? Yes. The point is, how hard was that? It wasn't hard at all. It was just thinking a little outside the box. Okay. I just loaded my brush with 3 different colors. Bamboo brushes are pretty doggone cool. Okay, so on a flat palette, you can do that. It's a little harder to do in the palette style that I use. My point is, come up with your own style. Be creative. Think differently all the time. That's actually, you know what? I'm not going to throw this away. I'll turn it into something. I might turn it into a muskrat or something. I'm just kidding. All right. So there, way that gives you a little Roo who's had a rough day. And then I put some of this in here for squiggles. You saw this. This was just pen that's bled. Okay. All right, needs a little bit of a base on him there, a little bit of green underneath. Okay, all right, this is painted on Fabriano 5x7, 100% cotton paper. Fabriano. This is the people who couldn't decide on their branding company. Are we going to be Artistico, Fabriano, Aquarello? Are we going to be? Who are we going to be? Okay, they weren't real sure. I do like their paper though. All right, here we go, man. I got a blast here. Here's a little painting that I just sketched out. Don't you love this one? Look at this. All right. I know why I was doing this. Jess, if you're still watching, I was doing this because of your kids. That's why I was doing this. You've got a painting like this coming to you. I don't even think it's in the mail. It's wrapped up, but it's not at the post office yet. Whew. Because who wants to be at the post office right now? Do you realize that taxes are coming up? So people were lined up around the building and down the hall. Somebody said, why don't you just do your postage at home? And I used to say, because I like to get out of my office and I like to walk into town, not walk into town, but drive into town. And I like to just kind of say hello. That was before I had to stand in line with a mask on. Now I think I'm about ready to get that scale and do it the cowboy way. Where's my little pen here? Can do this, Ned and Sheila. This is for you. There it is right there, man. That's a stylus pen. Can you see that? Got one right here. I like these pens and also the Ultra Flying for just adding a little bit of shadow and let them just be the ground themselves. So now I'm just going to take a damp brush, washed out, clean, damp, and just kind of let that bleed just a little bit like this. Just let it bleed in. And it bleeds a little blue-green anyway, and so I've got the shadow in there. Then I'm going to touch the green and just add a little bit of green. Might add a little bit of sky up here. There it is right there, just a touch of sky. Maybe a little bit of gray in the sky because the day is looking a little grayer now that you see what's going on here. All right, I think this painting's done. See, how long did that take? And here's the comment right here. Ooh, not good. All right, there you go. That's what happens when the stream breaks and the little peep flies away. Hey, right if you get work, right? Especially today. Oh my gosh, people. Thank you for being strong during this crazy time that our government is going like. They remind me of, who was that evangelist from 1970? Juan Carlos Ortiz. Juan Carlos would tell a story about the chicken who Lolita's chicken had 2 legs and right, most chickens do, right? Not 3 legs. Had 2 legs, and I'll tell you about a 3-legged rooster, but Lolita's chicken had 2 legs and one faced that way and one faced that way. Okay, so when the dog came out in the chicken yard, all the chickens would run except Lolita's chicken. He'd go, ah! He would tell the story, and every time, even me telling the story, him telling the story, makes me laugh. Lolita's chicken didn't know which way to run. That's a sad story about the chicken. But, you know, you just got to think. That's kind of how we are sometimes. You go, should I use red? Should I use blue? Should I paint this a dog? Should I paint a cat? Should I paint some man in a hat? I don't know. It's just like that. Make your decision and paint something. It's just paper and paint and pens. So have fun with it, okay? All right, here we go. So I'm blasting through the ruse this morning. Got any questions? Hey, there you are, Suzanne Harris from DeBerry, or DeBerry, or DeBerry. DeBerry. Joy, welcome to the show. Deborah, thank you for coming aboard this morning. Barbara Butler, thank you. Rue looks like he was splashed by a passing car. I like it. If one person does it, everybody can do it. Yeah, but in different style. That's a great way to put it, Ash, you know. But you look at it and you go, hey, I know this friend who built this piece of art out of metal. And I went, yeah, I'm going to weld. So thank you. Laura, the turquoise in my palette is really just right from Cheap Joe's art stuff. And it's called Andrew's Turquoise. Andrew's Turquoise. And man, I think they have nailed it, really. It is a beautiful turquoise color. And I like it too. Cowboy Roo at the rodeo. There you go, Ash. I like the best part of that. If nobody does it, maybe you ought to be the person that brings it to the forefront. Yeah, lines are just suggestions. Love the ultramarine blue. Me too. It's fun. We call it French blue here in the Roo department. For the Roo crew, it's French blue. Let's load up the brushes. I love it, Ash. That's very funny, man. I get it. All right, Carol, Patricia, Wade. Wade, thank you. You're back. I appreciate you jumping on. A 2-legged chicken. Yeah, my dad had figured out a way to breed. We all love chicken legs, right? And there was 3 kids in the family, and something, and only 2 of us were going to get legs. So my dad had figured out a way to breed chickens that had 3 legs so that we'd all have a chicken leg. That's fascinating. It could have been a multi-million-dollar business. Chickens with 3 legs. Didn't work that much because, well, we could never catch one as if the legs were any good to eat or not. Boom, I'll be here all day. Hey, I kept all my bad jokes until day 97. Not really, but all right, let me show you something I'm going to do here that's just kind of fun. I didn't know you did lives. Yvonne, come on. This is day 97. Where have you been, my friend? Yes, of course I do lives. I am alive. So welcome aboard. Thank you for being here. Hi, Irene Mary from Scotland. You know, I was just talking to someone from Scotland. No, I was talking about Scotland the other day and how much I love scones and the stone of scone. I've had some scones that were hard as stones, but my wife makes some great ones with orange and cranberry. And so I got to have her do that one of these days. One of these days, I'm going to do a painting show from the kitchen. And so Crayola, my wife, Carol, Crayola, we called her, because she did all her art projects in college with crayons. I'm going to have her, she's going to cook. And so that's kind of how this is going to go. So Yvonne, thank you for finding me. Victoria Board, love all your teaching. Victoria, don't say that again. I told you I'm not a teacher. I'm here just as a person going down the same road you are, okay? I'm just trying to help you get a hold on it. So, but thank you. I get what you mean, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you, okay? Grateful. Wow, look at that. You see what happened there? I just bumped into that red with my pen, and look where it's headed. Headed downhill following all that water. If you want to learn how to paint with watercolor, just paint with water first. Yeah, it comes before the color. Genius. Somebody's going to be using this tomorrow on an art painting show. Well, here's what you must do. Water comes before color. They're going to say it just like that. They're going to go, oh, that's brilliant. And they're going to get paid a lot of money for it. And I just said it off the cuff. Paint with water first and then put color in, dadgummit. So on this day, whatever day it is, I don't even know what day it is. It's the 11th of July. There it is. There's the line right there. Water first, color second. If you want to do a fun painting. You like that turquoise? Look at that right there. I just put it in. If you do this on mixed media paper, the painting will paint its cotton picking self, for heaven's sakes. Quit worrying about, oh, is it going to look good? Am I going to like it? If it doesn't, give the painting away and paint yourself another one. If it looks great, sell it. Take you and your spouse, your bulldog, out to dinner. Do something, your hound dog, whatever it is, okay? All right, I need a little bit of red in this tail. I'm going to drop into some of this Joe's red and just put it in there like that. I think I'm just going to splatter it in right there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I like it. Okay. Man, I like this rooster already. I'm just going to let him just tweedledee right there for a minute. You know what color I'm going to paint the mug, right? I'm going to paint the mug. I'm having fun today. Maybe the pressure is just off that I'm at day 97. And tomorrow, is this Saturday? Oh my gosh. Okay. Did I pay my income taxes? IRS. I don't make any money selling these roosters. All right. Are we having fun? Are you having fun is the question, man. I hope you are. Look at that. Look at that. I love it when the water just rolls down the cup. Now watch this. I can just pick this up and make it just real look. You say, gosh, I want to know how to make a real drip. I'm going to go, ta-da. There it is. I don't like what's happening here. Some of that blue ran into my yellow and made a little bit of brown right here. So I'm just going to wipe it off. I'm going to let that dry just for a second. And then I'm going to go back in. This is not my brush. Well, it's my brush, but that's it. I picked up the wrong brush. See, this brush doesn't look bigger, but it really is. See there? What? Yeah, it does look. See that? That much more water threw me off. Learn your tools. Get to know your tools, buy good tools, and make great art. You can do this, okay? You really can do this. All right. Ooh, I like this darker in there anyway. It just adds a little bit of coffee spill to the feet. Look at this. You know what that is, right? That's this paint here. It's just made a coffee stain on the floor. Now I'm going to go get, or the floor, the outdoors, whatever the heck it is. Here's my pen right here. I'm searching all over the place for it. This is an ultrafine flare. You saw me a minute ago use the stylus pen for this. I'm using this ultrafine flare. I'm using this one just to frustrate you because they're no more out there anywhere. You might, in some little faraway country, in some little 5 and dime store in a town that time forgot, you might find a box of these on the shelf. Ultrafine flare. They're made by a paper mate. Now they're made by Brute or someone who makes trash cans, so they've turned to garbage. They don't do them. And I told the company that when I called them. They weren't too excited about mine. I said, look, I'm a humorist. They go, we don't find it that funny. All right, so there you go right there. I'm looking for a 5. 7, 7. I need a 5. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm using Pentel pens. See, here's the problem when the company does this to me. What were they thinking? These two pens are identical, except this one has a 0.5 on it. This one has a 0.7 on it. They both look just the same. So when I pick them up, I have to look here or here. I'm going like, could you just made all the 7s in this color and all the 5s in this color? No. Because some people have desk ambiance or the aesthetics of their desk that they must have all matching pens. And we're like, really? Come on, people. I'm a watercolor artist. I got a paint pen full of paint. So my point is, I needed a 5 and I picked up a 7. But I think I'm going to use a little bit of a pencil here because I don't know if I'm going to like what I'm going to do right here first. This idea just came to me. I'm down in here really fine right here. I think I'm going to like it. I think I'm going to care for it here. But I think I got to turn it. Okay, I think it's good. Watch what happens. Changing right in front of your eyes. This pencil could be a little sharper, but it's not. I think this is going to work. I had to stretch his arm out there a little bit, but I think I can get by with it in this drawing. Okay, you'll get the idea anyway. All right, so if we build up his arm a little bit and we put it around here like this, and I think you can see where I've gone with this. All right. I'm hitting my hand there because I've stuck it in the paint. What's new, right? What is new? Now, what I might do here is I might grab just a little brush here, just for a second. I pulled out the little 1/8 inch dagger. It's by Lowell Cornell. It's a dagger brush. Hey, I don't even know if you can find this brush anymore, but it's a 1/8 inch dagger, D-A-G-G-E-R. The end of it's cut like this. Can you see that right there? Yeah, there you go. Okay. Sorry, I have to look away to see that because I can't see my monitor from where I sit, okay? My cameraman apparently is taking the day off. That's me too, so. All right, so I want a little bit of darker color here. And I think I want this little ball peen hammer to be kind of gray right there, like that, you know. I have got a collection of hammers. I am the guy who has 50 hammers. See, I think I know where this is going already. You're probably already coming up with the caption in your mind. I'm putting a little detail in here. I mean, come on. You saw how hard this was to paint. So now, why wouldn't I put a little detail in it? Because, you know, I want it to look the way I want it to look. I'm going to put some dots in here like this. I'm going to put some loose feathers. I don't like even if I don't run out of the lines with my paint, I may draw the lines out of my paint. Does that make sense? Okay. I like my, okay. Here we go. Here's the caption right here. One lump or two. Hey, I appreciate those of you who've sent me art, signing your art. You know, we had a whole thing about day 30. If you want to have at the grocery, ask the clerk would buy chicken legs. Are they in the front legs or back legs? Wait, I like that. I'll do that. I buy some chicken legs. Front legs or back legs? I like it. Good to you. I always, you know, I do that with the grocery store people. I always, you know, they're always so like, was everything okay? Did you find everything you want? And I go, I wasn't looking for everything. You know, that's one of my favorites right there. Did you find everything, sir? Did you find everything you want? I go, I didn't want everything. I just wanted a few things. I got everything on my list. Is that what you mean? Oh, thank you. Thank you. And then they always used to say, would you like your milk in a bag? And I'll go, are you kidding me? I thought only cows could do that. So I got all these little one-liner satire. Anyway. It's bad joke day. All right. What's Joe's red? Jill says. Jill Martindale. Did you know Wink Martindale? Yes, who was on a TV show years ago, who grew up in Jackson, Tennessee. Joe's red is just Joe's red. It's Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. Cheap Joe's Art Stuff, and he has an art store. There you go. And I like their company. I like who those guys are. And he has a red that's called Joe's Red. He's got Hot Mama. He's got Red Hot. He's got Joe's Red. And so that's just Joe's Red. There you have it right there. And I just got to using it, and I like it for the wattle and the comb on my ruse. I like this painting, one lump or two. That painting flies. Okay, so that's going to be one of the paintings. Good day to you, KK. KK, I was talking about how you paint this morning. I was just talking about, I got a note from you, and I appreciate it very much. And now here's what I love about, wait, I interrupted myself, didn't I? Gosh, I got to stop doing that. That's okay. Oh, you're welcome. KK, you were talking about having brushes and paint, not knowing what to paint. Sometimes I just think what inspires you, and I want you to say, hey, let me think about what I really like. Now, KK, I got something for you, so I laid it out this morning. In fact, this is what prompted this thing. Don't worry that these have some little rip-offs on the side. This is thinner paper. I'll just take my scissors. In East Tennessee, this is scissors right here, and I just drag it across the paper like this right here, and bingo, I got it cut off, and that's better than a mat knife, and it's a straight edge. And thank you for my Swiss Army recommendation. Okay, here we go. So on this, I'm just going to take, I think I'm going to take, this one has a little more, let's see, is this one a little more blue? Is this one a little more blue, or is it more green? I can't remember. Okay, so see, I should have my key out here. Is it more blue or is it more green? Let's find out. Which one did I do? All right, this is the stylus. Good grief. Must be day 97. This is the ultra fine. Okay, so stylus is, I think, more blue. And this one's more, no. That's the one I want right there. I want the stylus. Okay, stylus has a little more blue-green in it. All right, so look at this right here. So, KK, you're on American Journey colors sold by Cheap Joe's. Alex just answered that. Perfect. And you guys, here's what it looks like. American Journey paint comes in these little tubes like this. They comes in big tubes, but I'm telling you, you don't need to start with big old tubes, okay? This much blue right here. If you were just painting blue flowers, you could paint a bazillion of them. Quote me on the number. It says American Journey right there. It's made by Cheap Joe's. Their main store is in Boone, North Carolina. Great store. I also got some blue down in my tea there. I don't know how I got that in there. All right, so what I did was I just came in this morning and I loaded up a ton of, well, I didn't come in this morning. The last few days, I found that I've had all these pieces laying out here. Here's a bee I was working on. Here's another bee I hope to get to today. I saw a little fish in here earlier, too. I wanted to get to the fish. I don't see it anymore. There's a rooster. So what I did is I just painted a lot of things that I really like to sketch sometimes, or ideas that went through my mind. So I do that and I write it down in journals. So here we go. We need to do a whole day on journals. Look, this is a little journal right here. Look what's in the front of my journals. There it is right there. Official Roo painting. There's one right there. Look what's in the journal. I could have just looked right here. In the first page of this journal, I started on March 1st, 2018. To try this new journal in watercolor and sketch medium. There's not a whole lot of real estate here and not much tooth, but it might work. Here's a fountain pen. There's the flare. There's my Pentel. Here's some color washes. There's a little Roo. There's, I guess I'm figuring up my milk list. Here's just a grasshopper. Here's got to hang some paintings. Here's some birthday thoughts. I hope they're mine. Oh yeah, these were the birthday cards that I did. So that's the sort of the thing that I do. Here's another journal that I started. Oh, there's a Roo painting in this journal. See that? There you go. Look at that. There's another one. Looking back the other way. This was July 4th and 5th of 2019. I use journals all over the place. This one is from some friends of mine who are, they actually own a company. I work for them, uh, some media ideas called Buffalo Jackson. And, uh, and so here's, this is actually bison leather. Oh my gosh, it smells so great. Buffalo Jackson's the company. Right there it is, Buffalo Jackson. And they're in Matthews, North Carolina, not far from me, just 15 minutes up the road. And so I put a little field notes in here, and it's so that I keep my journals in that. This is when I can't carry a big journal, or I have a journal like this. In fact, here's something that I do. I carry a moleskin. Look, all of them have it in here. If you know what this says, in case this is lost, call this number, email this guy, and I'll give you an original Roodoodle. Write it down, write it up, write it sideways, just write it, and that's what he says right there. So what I do in here sometimes is I just had a meeting with them, and I thought, what if I do a thing on leaf identification or flies? And so as I go into the meeting, and I'll just hold up my journal and say, I think we ought to do something like this. And so they go, okay, let's do that. What if I built a slingshot? What if we did a day at the forge? What if, what if, what if? Those are your what ifs. And of course, some of you know about this journal. This is the journal that I took to France. There's the Rue again. This is the one. There's the there they are off to Paris in the plane. Here's the plane. Here's the journal. Let me open this camera up a little bit and show you this. It's worth you seeing. Here it is right here. All right, take a look. This is the journal right here. This is, I needed some French press when I got off the airplane. This is Sennelier, the oldest art store in Paris. These are the cheeses I had on a food walking tour. We took the train to Giverny or Giverny. Here it is. Here's Monet's garden. I just stood there and sketched it in my journal with a quick little pen sketch. See all the pen lines? And then when I had a few minutes to sit down with a cup of tea, I filled it all in the colors. I did actually most of this while I was sitting there. Exit through the gift shop. There's Momart. My wife bought a painting right here. This is a little bit of France. Raining hard one night. Our little apartment was right around here. We stayed in. Paris, you walk a bit, you find a cafe. You visit a bit, you sip it a bit, you stop at a cafe. Who's in a hurry? Why do we hurry? You walk a bit, you have a croissant at a cafe. And then you travel on a little more, you see something else, and you stop at a cafe. There's a little sailboat out in the bay of Ardon. Ardon's a little town we stayed in. Here's the market. This is Auray, France. It's pronounced A-U-R-A-Y, Auray. Here's everything was French blue. There's my French blue. There's the car. There's the boat. The snail. I just made that one up. Here's some foods that I ate while I was there. Eat fresh, eat in season, eat small plates, eat foods from your area, and eat with friends. Okay, so that's it. And then of course here is Carol doing the splits on a monolith in Karnak. And so here's us flying home, and they served me a hot pocket on the plane. Welcome to the United States, right? They could at least. But here's what's fun about this journal. It's what I want you to see. Look, this is called a Japanese journal, and all this is just one sheet of paper folded accordion style. Is that not brilliant? And it's about 10 feet long. Okay, so you'll see me just fold it up here. Oh my gosh. When I saw Lian Sin paint with one of these journals one time, I bought it, and it was 5 years before I used it. It's been on my shelf. I have another one ready to go to Israel. Have a journal with you. Would you do that? Okay? You need to have a journal with you at all times. Have a pen at all times. All right? Now, where was I? Took a little detour there, didn't we? All right. Okay. Love the colors of the Rue. I'll be singing that all day. Man, you guys are piling on this morning. I thank you all for being here. Carla, Albuquerque, I will try to draw the rooster. I love it. Draw the rooster. But here's the thing. Don't paint roosters just because I'm painting roosters. Paint them because you love them. Paint them because they paint. And that's why I was saying to KK or Kalon yesterday from Australia, I was saying, here's what you need to do. You're a chef. So why wouldn't you paint food sources of some sort, maybe radishes. And so radishes, look, they have harder green stems here at the top, and then the leaves just sort of come out like this. They drop over, they bend. They go every which way. I'm not even worried about following my pencil lines. Remember, I just dropped by my notebook yesterday and put a little piece in here reminding me to paint some radishes. So I was going to do this anyway. It's just one of my paintings here. That's my sketch of radishes right there. Maybe they've got some squiggly roots that come down. Maybe this one has a white root that goes out this way, you know, and they're just kind of, here's some little marks in here. I might even take my speedball and put a little dark right in here on the side of this one that's shadowed right there, and the side of this one that's shadowed right there down this way. Okay, because this one's in front of them. Now watch, I'm just going to take my pen or my brush, and I'm going to pick up a little reddish color. What is reddish color? That's a good start right there. Ooh, look at that. Watercolor. Water first, color next. Not always. You don't have to, but it works. Okay? Don't overpaint anything. Good grief. Leave some of your paintings unfinished. How fun is that when you do that? Let me go back in a little bit here with the brush. I think I can do this. There we go. Let me get this over here so you can see just a little better. I pulled out to show you that journal just a little far. Okay, there we go. I'll give you a little idea. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not going to do much more on these, but I'm going to put a little bit of, there's a lot of white in radishes, you know, so I'm letting the white be just the white. And there's some green in here that's sort of splattered out and run around. And there's plenty of green up here. So what I'm going to do again is I'm just going to paint with the water. Look, I'm just pushing the water around here like so. Just pushing it with my brush. I'm not trying to be too creative. I'm trying to be creative, but I'm not trying to be too precise. I'm just kind of having some fun with it here. Man, the day has shot through. We have blown through day 97 like a race car. So I didn't even get my motorcycle painted. I didn't get a bee painted, but I've had a lot of fun talking to you about what you need to do. Find out what inspires you. Write down ideas all the time. Do not let the idea say, oh, I remember that. No, you won't. The field notes people are geniuses. They are geniuses. Here's what a field note looks like. You can get any journal you want, but field notes people, these are the ones that go inside. They're just this little journal like this. It says field notes, and their motto is write it down. I'm writing this down to remember it now, not later. I mean, and so you think, oh wow, that's really good. My son gave me this one. Dad, he says, in 2016, he says, Dad, he gave me this one, and he wrote a note in it. He says, I know a guy who tells people to always carry a pen. I know another guy who tells people to always carry field notes. One is you, one is me, one is both of us. Huh? Love, Nathan. Wow, what a cool note. That's so cool. Son, I don't know that I saw that because I tucked it into my journal, and there it is written right there. That is so fantastic. So, field notes. So write stuff down, you know. So I slid by there this morning with all these things. Write down what inspires you. Write down what you like. I may finish one of these paintings today, and I may not, but it doesn't matter. Here's a little bit of darker green I want to put in there, and just let these reddish leaves go like this, and then I just want to throw some splatter around here like this. And I want to put a little bit of gray in there too, just like that right there. I'm gonna splatter something like this. I like these roots because they ought to have a little bit of just a little touch of a brown to them, like they just came out of the earth. They're laying on the table somewhere. And KK, you're getting ready to make a radish salad or garnish something that you've put getting ready to serve. You said you were a chef, so and you didn't know what to paint. Start with your kitchen. If that inspires you, start with your kitchen. All right, does that look like it's a little too much water in the middle there? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in with a little blotter. I'm just going to pick up some of it like this. Look at that. Okay? And then I might come back in with a pen and just let the pen bleed in a little bit, create some of this look. Okay, I'm not looking at any radishes, so I could certainly do these leaves better if I were looking. But you get the idea of what I'm saying. That's a roughed out little painting of radishes. So when you go out on that, take a look at this. If that's hanging in your kitchen and you've got a series of these, you're winding up with a great little painting. I think there has to be a little touch of dark in here too. Oh, you know what? Watch this. I'll just use the, let me put pens, top speckle pens. I'll just use some speedball here. If if I go in here with the speedball just like this. This is my Lamy pen right here, Lamy, and it has black ink in it also. And watch this, I'll just touch this right here, and let's let that pen just bleed in a little bit. Maybe another touch of red over here, but radishes have a lot of white in them. You know, the skin gets maybe a little splatter here, a blue in the sky, just they're laying there. Whoa, where did that come from? All right, come in and take some of that out. Not going to take much of it out. Kind of like it. Just love to be a little abstract in this morning. And I don't do a whole lot of abstract, but my paintings are so loose that you get the feeling that the dude is abstract anyway, right? You know, that guy, I'm not sure what kind of art he does. And that's fine. If people have a hard time figuring me out, then let it become part of my style that I really love and enjoy. I'm going to touch a little more red on that one. We'll be done. There's my radishes right there. I like them. I'll throw them in the sale tomorrow. All right. So I got 1 minute to go. So the only thing left to do is finish up with a business card. These are 3x3, 140-pound stock cold press cards. And if you don't have a business card, don't spend a fortune to print some. Just cut some watercolor paper. Don't throw it away. And let me see. Is there any other questions? Yes. Make your own journal from watercolor paper. Joy, you can. The problem is the time I make a journal, the time I bind it and glue it all together, I'd rather paint on the watercolor paper. But I know my wife has one that has deckled edge paper. It's just gorgeous. But she doesn't use it as a journal. She has a watercolor journal, yes. But my paintings have to be loose. I don't like painting in a book necessarily, so that's why sometimes you'll see me rip the pages out, or I'll grab this, which is Kilimanjaro, and notice it has a piece of paper between each. That's a very thin piece of cover paper, and then there's this beautiful 140-pound piece of stock, and then there's another piece of paper behind that to go before you go to the next one. And so I like this because it lays flat, and then also if I've got a train to catch. I didn't say plane, I said train. Man, painting on the train is so cool. I can cover it with the sheet because it's already in there. So that's kind of what I do that. Here's my last painting for the day, day 97. Thank you for jumping on board today. You have been an awesome audience already from all over the world. I am so blessed. I'm just blessed, okay? I journal, but my doodles look like a 4-year-old. Carla, yes. And you know what? In a year from now, they will not, because you will have refined your touch. You couldn't draw a circle 6 months ago. You'll suddenly realize that, oh my gosh, I just drew a beautiful circle. Okay? But most of the time, the only time you see a true circle in nature, and this is how my wife finds coins and shark's teeth on the beach. The shark's teeth look like that. Shells are all jagged and they don't look like it, but the shark's teeth is defined in a perfect triangle. She finds coins because she goes, nothing in nature is absolutely perfect. It's all sort of, that's a circle in nature. Stones are, I ever find a stone that's perfectly, you can't put a compass on a stone. So you're worrying too much about circles and perfect squares when you ought to just be worrying about the sketch of a cup and a mug handle. And so don't worry about the little things, okay? Here's my last Roodoodles card for the day. This is my own business card. I did one of these. Went out to get some takeout last night. My wife and I wanted some shrimp, and I didn't want to fire up the grill. And so we went out, and we also don't live at the coast. So we wanted fresh shrimp. And so what I did was I went out to get some, and there was a guy sitting at the bar, and where I walked up to pay for takeout. And had my mask on, had my American flag mask on last night, and it's one of those pull-up things. And so he said hello, and so I said, and but anyway, it was kind of fun. And he said, "What do you do?" And I said, "I paint roosters." And he went, "No, I mean really." I said, "I paint roosters." He said, "What's that like?" And I said, "Well, it's good when you can catch them, but man, they're hard to catch sometimes, especially 3-legged ones." So, but I said, "No, I'm a watercolor artist, and I paint roosters." And he goes, "Oh my gosh!" So I said, "For real, I am." And so he said, "You have a card?" And I said, "Well, by the time they get my meal finished here, I will have." But at about this much time, I just did him a little business card. My bailout bag was in the truck, so I just did it in pen. And I also didn't want to spread any germs around by taking my fingers and rubbing through it. And so I literally just handed it to him and I signed it. And these are, of course, is very much like the painting that I do when I'm painting books. Thank you for Roodoodles. There it is. There's my business card right there. Hey, thank you for purchasing Roo's books. I appreciate it much. If you want to know how to get a hold of the book, there it is right there. It's Hey Roo, What's a Wheelbarrow? Roodoodles.com will take you to an Etsy store. If you order it from me, I sign it with a painting in the front. If you order it from Amazon, you can do it, and they'll be shipping it right away. I just ordered some more. I'm getting low in my store here. I think there's 3 or 4 left today, and I get them in batches from the publisher. But one of these days, I'll have I don't want a garage full anyway because you never know when they sell. But I appreciate all of you. Thank you. I'll go through your notes a little later today and answer some. Look for a couple paintings that I post. And tomorrow morning, maybe after church time, a little worship time on the sofa, watching and taking notes, I may post, maybe later tonight, I don't know, I'll post a big art bar sale. I got to clear that thing off. It's got to be cleaned up down there. And I may have another painting done. I might do this big old bee too that I have here. So I'm out of here like a herd of turtles. It has been great to be with you today. Thank you for the extra time this morning.